Blanche Monnier's tragic tale begins in 1901 when an anonymous letter, addressed to the Attorney General of Paris, unravels a dark secret within the illustrious Monnier family in Poitiers, France. The letter describes the horrifying confinement of a spinster who had been held captive for a quarter of a century, living in her own filth. The shocking revelation prompts an immediate investigation into the seemingly reputable family. The Monnier family, consisting of Madame Louise Monnier, her late husband associated with a local arts faculty, and their son Marcel, had been pillars of their community. The family's standing in society was well regarded, with Louise even receiving awards for her charitable contributions. Blanche Monnier, the daughter, born in 1849, was a socialite of great beauty, attracting numerous suitors due to her family's prestigious position. In 1876, however, Blanche mysteriously vanished from public life. Louise Monnier informed acquaintances that Blanche had gone away or was traveling. Over time, the family circle assumed she had moved overseas and ceased questioning her absence. Little did they know that Blanche was imprisoned within the confines of her own home. The revelation of Blanche's plight came in the form of the anonymous letter, which deeply disturbed the Attorney General. Despite the aristocratic family's reputation, the police were dispatched to investigate. The Monnier family resisted their intrusion, and authorities had to forcibly enter the home. Upon initial inspection, nothing seemed amiss, but a putrid odor emanated from an upstairs room, particularly behind a padlocked door. Breaking into the room, the police were confronted with a horrifying sight. Blanche Monnier, emaciated and lying on a decrepit bed, was exposed to sunlight for the first time in over 2 decades. The room, which had been padlocked since Blanche's supposed disappearance, was in total darkness. The nauseating smell was attributed to rotting food and a floor covered in excrement. Blanche, somehow miraculously still alive at 55 pounds, was surrounded by oyster shells and bugs, a shocking testament to her mother's cruelty. Madame Louise Monnier and Marcel faced arrest, and Blanche was transported to a hospital. Despite her severe malnourishment, Blanche displayed remarkable lucidity and expressed gratitude for breathing fresh air. Her tragic tale slowly unfolded. Madame Monnier admitted that Blanche had fallen in love with a man deemed unsuitable by the family. Refusing to comply with her family's wishes, Blanche was locked away. Even after her lover's death in 1885, she was still determined not to give in to her mother. Blanche's brother Marcel colluded with their mother in this heinous act. The circumstances of Blanche's rescue, triggered by an anonymous letter, remain shrouded in mystery. Some suggest a family servant divulged the secret. Public outrage swelled, resulting in an angry mob gathering outside the Monnier house. The stress of the public outcry led Madame Monnier to suffer from serious heart problems. She died 15 days after her daughter's liberation. Blanche's brother, Marcel, faced trial but skillfully manipulated the situation. He argued that Blanche had chosen to stay in her room, and the lack of a duty-to-rescue law played in his favor. He was eventually acquitted due to his claims that his sister could have left whenever she wanted to, and Blanche was in no condition to properly tell her story in court. Tragically, Blanche Monnier would never live a normal life again following her rescue. Though she showed some improvement over time, the psychological damage proved too extensive for her to return to society. She lived out the rest of her days in a sanitarium in Blois, dying at the age of 64 in 1913. Blanche Monnier's tragic story is a haunting reminder of the brutality she endured, the shocking complicity of her family, and the societal norms that allowed such heinous acts to persist. And this is Creep Factor. Thank you for taking the time to watch the entire video. And if you like this video, please click like, share and subscribe to the channel for more interesting contents.